A world where history books ignite ambitions and students to see themselves as potential readers is what we support. So propose. Firstly, what do history books should be like? We see that history books are more likely to be thick and boring. It doesn't really influence the ones reading it. First argument, because of bottom-up concepts are 2 points. A, too much point of views and opinion. History are what they said by some people who actually knows the whole progress and context of what happened there to be said, the people who has the biggest influence. Even if we relate to the people's stories, there's too many versions and that follows up to point B, lowers the effectiveness. First, it takes too much time despite the long history collected. Second, history have to be summarized into one, becoming what people will believe later on. Third, despite the relatability, it won't be equal either to listen to one's point of view and not validate the other's theory. Second argument, students are in a state where they are in their most vulnerable moment, where any actions can easily influence and affect them. And there are 4 points why it's important. First, if anything can influence the students, it better be something worth it rather than a book that only make you feel relate. It's better to have these students to read something that make ambitions born inside them. Second, the people who are said to have biased view are the ones who can make students feel they have the potential to be leaders in the future. They can learn how these influencers act and apply it to what's more likely to happen in their life. Third, if students are used to only feel how much they relate in the specific event but don't have the courage to speak their minds when a leader acts not to their liking, then what's the point? If these students feel unsatisfied by the government decisions, by reading top-down books, they will be more likely to know how to act when they are encountered in these type of situations. Okay, and then fourth, these students will have great leadership and will become a potential leader in the future. They can learn and evaluate the governed people from how they're told in history books. That these students will be more likely to be greater leaders in upcoming years. Third argument, the objective views of a bottom-up version of history books over-glorifies trauma. First point, people who are traumatized will remember the hurtful moments the most. They may forget the struggle and the fighting to reach the liberty of their country. These are what bottom-up books teach their readers, such as Japan, who make our people makes them traumatized, and rather than that, they forget the struggle they make. Okay, and then like we learned that the Dutch colonization lasts until 350 years, even though it is not. This system makes people feel powerless instead of ambitious, all because of the over-glorified trauma. If bottom-up concept lowers effectiveness, top-down concept offers a long-term impact to our future leaders by not over-glorifying trauma. This means that our side maintains the ambition and leadership of students. That serves a bigger impact for the country because all of those reasons. Thank you.